topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the host and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Ask the Expert Show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV, where we bring you educational information from experts on such topics as legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Now sit back and listen to our experts in community association law, estate planning law, tax relief, Medicare, public insurance adjusters, neuropathy treatment, business brokers, and personal injury law, along with many other topics. Now here's your host for the last 17 years, Steve O.
Welcome to another Ask the Expert show. We're going to do it a little bit different for the next 25 minutes. I very rarely do this, but it's such a great platform for our show, Ask the Experts. And I have been hosting this show for 17 years. I actually started off with a Salem. For those of you who don't know, Salem is a huge owner of radio stations across the country, mostly talk radio. And I was the host for a 4-hour can you believe this? A 4-hour morning drive show in Miami, 6 o'clock to 10, every day, Monday through Friday. And I got to tell you, I finally just got burnt out. And I saw that there was a trend coming that people wanted educational information. So we started doing our show with local radio stations across the country. And the only problem was in radio talk, most of the big companies gobble up all the radio time during the week because that's when most people listen. So most of our shows were on the weekend, and a lot of people don't listen to radio on the weekend. But it was our way to get our show out there. And after 17 years, believe it or not, after 17 years, we found that podcasts was so much stronger than radio. And we jumped on this. It actually took me about a year because I couldn't imagine more people listening on podcasts than on a radio. But all the research I did showed I was wrong. Podcast is amazing. Well, we were lucky to find W4CY.com that offers everything, TV, radio, podcast, and they have probably the best platforms out there. I mean, iHeart, YouTube, we're on TikTok now. We have a national radio show, W4CY.com, Spotify. We're on all of them. And we took our show and moved it over. I was nervous, going from radio all these years over to podcast, but it was the best. It was the first best move I made. And I got to tell you, the second best move, and I want to tell you this, because the producer of the show is extremely important. And we have probably two of the finest producers with Juan, who's producing the show now, and Rebel. It just makes for a great team. And I was just telling Juan, it used to be when we first started with YouTube 3 years ago that we would have shows that were under 20 viewers, which isn't very good, folks. But now for each show just on YouTube, I don't think we've had anything under 800 views, mostly around 1,400 to 2,000 views. So the show has really grown. What we do is we talk about four distinctive areas. We talk about legal, health, financial, and home improvement. And I'm not the expert. What I do is I'm smart enough to know that I bring experts on, some of the finest experts, lawyers, doctors, home improvement, financial. We bring them on Monday through Friday. That was one of the greatest things about this show is I can now do a show Monday through Friday. And another great thing is people can actually go back and listen to the shows, whether it's on iHeart or YouTube or Spotify. That's what makes the show so incredible, that people can actually go back and listen, because a lot of people like this time of day are at work and can't listen to a podcast. So we have lawyers on our show, personal injury law, bankruptcy law, tax relief, which we just did right before this show. We have community association law. For those of you who don't know what that is, if you live in a condo or an HOA, you have laws that you have to go by. And a lot of people don't understand those laws. So it makes for a great show. In fact, our community association show for Florida has been with us for 15 years. We also do a tax relief show. We've got several different tax relief shows, and that is a huge area for us. And then we have health. Health is a very big area for us. We have shows like longevity, anti-aging, functional medicine, cosmetic surgery, dental. We have all different types of health shows that we do. And then we go over to financial. We have financial planners. We have money management companies. We have wealth management companies. In fact, our wealth management company has been with us for 6 years, started off with us in radio and moved over with us. And then we also have home improvement, air conditioning repair, plumbing repair, roof repair. Our biggest area for home improvement is public insurance adjusters. And for those of you who don't know what a public insurance adjuster is, when the insurance company, your homeowner insurance that you pay all this money to every month, until it's time for them to pay, sometimes they don't pay what it's actually worth. And if you were like me when I first had a major flood problem, I don't know what anything's worth. And they offered me $30,000. Folks, I was going to take it thinking that's all I could get out of them, until a friend of mine said, why don't you hire a public insurance adjuster? I had no idea what they do, but they actually go in and negotiate, and they know what they're doing. And every case is different. But in my case, the public insurance adjuster got me $135,000. Look at the difference. Now, why didn't they offer me that at first? Nothing changed. The same things were going to be repaired, but look at the difference. That's why I think our public insurance adjusting show does so well. And what I wanted to do with our show today, and by the way, we're on TikTok live right now, is if you would like to come on our show as an expert, there's so many areas of your business that people don't understand. And here's a way to educate the public on what you do. And because of our extensive email list, we can actually target your market, your city, your state. We have We have probably 3 or 4 experts who do what we call our national show, but we can actually target your market. And you come on for 25 minutes. The great part about it is you don't have to leave your office. You can do the show right from your office. The next best thing is you really don't have to buy any equipment unless you want to just upgrade. For example, you might want to get a better camera than your laptop. You might want to get a better microphone than your laptop, but especially microphones are inexpensive. You don't really have to. And then all you do is just educate people on your industry. But our show positions you as an authority in your area. And what happens is when you're positioned as an authority, people will flock to you. They will, we're having people who will drive in 200-300 miles to our experts because they saw them on our show. There's some new areas that have come up like stem cell. People do not understand about stem cell. We now have a stem cell expert, and he's been on 3 times. Our shows are 25 minutes long. Some of our experts do the full 50 minutes. You don't have to. It's amazing. People will say, I don't have enough to say for 25 minutes. And they're so shocked that when their 25 minutes is up, that they could not believe how fast the show goes. And we still had probably maybe 20 more people who had questions. So the 25 minutes does go by fast, but you get to do the show right from your office. It makes it so easy. And you just do one show a month. You can either choose our 3-month package, our 6-month package, or our annual package. It's up to you. Now, we're scrolling right now how to reach us if you'd like to become an expert on our show. But for those of you who are just listening on audio, you can reach us at 954-336-3767. It doesn't matter what part of the country you're in. You can also email us. It's my email, Stephen, and spelled Steven, at AskTheExperts, that's plural, expertsradioshow.com. Either way, you can reach us. And we have probably 3 or 4 openings left to fill. And that's why I felt like today would be a good day to educate, especially our TikTok audience, because there's so many new people from TikTok listening or watching our show. You can actually come on, and I want to say this. There's a lot of people doing their own podcasts now, but what's so great about ours is everything we do is high quality. It's all professionally done, and it really is. It's better because we have around 70 platforms that we're on. And like I said, we just added TikTok. I'm sure we'll be adding more platforms. Not that we have to. We've got so many of them right now. But, you can't just stick a podcast up there and expect people to find it. You really have to promote it. That's when it starts really getting expensive, is when you really promote it correctly. And we have, like I said, so many top-notch platforms. And it's like, I call it a turnkey. You don't have to do anything but show up. That's it. Show up. do your show. We ask you questions. We take questions from our YouTube audience. We take questions from our radio audience. We have a national, I call it a national radio show because it reaches the whole country, W4CY.com. You just go to their website. You can watch and listen to our show. It's pretty amazing. And you might have an area, like I said, we just got a stem cell show. And there's so many people who do not know about what stem cell is. And here, this gives you a platform to reach so many people. Again, I see a lot of people doing their own podcast. Well, if you come on a show like ours, you're going to reach so many more people. The show is going to be done so much more professionally. And I've seen all kind of people just offering their studio right here in South Florida. I contacted several of them just see what they charge. And what they charge just for one show for 1 hour, anywhere between I think the cheapest I saw was $199 all the way up to $400 per show. So it gets really expensive when you do this. Whereas with us, it's just turnkey. You get everything for one amount. And, you know, we do charge to bring people on our show. But I got to tell you, we've had more people. I love it when they do this. They'll go, I get everything, all you said for that amount. That tells me we've got really, really low, great rates. Again, if you'd like to come on our show as an expert, we just got a call just now for someone who is an authority on stress. And that's going to make for a great show talking about relieving stress. We just got a call just a minute ago, somebody who does criminal law in Boston who wants to come on and do a show with us. Even with criminal law, what's amazing is the biggest area of criminal law is DUI or DWI. And people have no idea what to do if they're pulled over for DUI or DWI. So with a show like this, and an expert attorney is going to be able to teach people, but it's also most important to our experts is they're going to get a lot of referrals from this. So I'm so glad I could actually talk about our show, Ask the Experts radio show. You can go on YouTube and look at our shows. You can see all the views we get per show. And that's just YouTube. Doesn't include all the other platforms. I'm going to give you our contact information one more time. If you'd like to email us, go to Steven, that's Steven, at AskTheExperts, that's plural, radioshow.com, or you can call us at 954-336-3767, and we will get you on our show. Hey, that's going to do it for us today. Join us Monday morning at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. We have our wealth management show. Everybody have a blessed weekend. Thanks for tuning in today. We'll see you Monday morning.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. Tune in next week and every week to hear more from our experts on personal injury, insurance, air condition repairs, estate planning, Medicare, and many other topics in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. See you next week.